Hello, hello! Perfidious Pete here, once again ready to violate the privacy of my family as I shamelessly rifle through their stuff in my shuffle mode play of Gone Home. And other than feeling a little guilty about my behavior, I have to say I haven't really learned that much. So far, I've managed to piece together that Kaitlin's sister Sam has taste in music that runs to unremarkably generic punk, that she might be harboring a crush on a girl from her school, and that she doesn't have enough access to loose change to pay for a game of Street Fighter down at the 7-Eleven. I also found out that Caitlin's mom left her job with the Forestry Service and now has to endure a 90-minute commute to and from work, which sucks more butt than a chain-smoking porn star. And finally, I learned that Caitlin's dad is a writer of some sort, probably a freelancer who has fantastic taste in TV and movies, and is struggling to finish his possibly second novel, most likely because he charges up his writing mojo by chugging pure grain alcohol from a bottle that he hides atop a bookcase in his study. And while I've yet to fully piece together the mystery of the creepy empty mansion, I think at least I've managed to nail down the corner pieces, though admittedly I'm not sure how a dead, possibly insane uncle fits into the picture yet, but if we just keep pawing through other people's stuff long enough and reading their private correspondence, I have faith that the answer will come to us eventually. So let's get back to being a snooping busybody and get to it. Alright, so heard some creepy noises off to my right. At this point, I've become somewhat inured to the creepy noises of this house. It's by and large just a really creepy place. Can we turn this on? I'm just curious. Does it ceiling? It does. Hey, we can turn it on. Neat. Does it make a weird sound that's going to freak me out later when I hear it through a wall? Nope. Alright, cool. We'll just leave that on. It was a little hot in here. Getting a little stuffy. What with the humidity from the rain, so I think it's probably good for us to maybe leave that on. Bunch of coupons, pencil, examine a pamphlet, and an eraser. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to leave that on the floor. I'll just put that back in case any of the demons haunting this place are, somewhat inclined towards obsessive compulsive behavior. Take a look at these coupons. Save 25 cents on tortilla chips. That's good savings. You should definitely consider saving on tortilla chips. I know the family tortilla budget is getting really, really out of control. United States Department of Agriculture, the U.S. Forestry Manual. Alright, well, why does Mom keep a U.S. Forestry Manual around when she doesn't work for the Forestry Service anyway? That seems... Can we do anything else with this? Nope, we can just pick it up and flip it over. Alright, well, we'll just put it back then. It seems kind of like Mom is haunting herself. Like, she had the 90-minute commute now, which I'm certain she probably doesn't like. Jesus Christ, who wants to drive 90 minutes to and from work? That's some dedication. Also, she seemed to be happy as a forester, at least as far as I can understand. The chapstick. Apple dye. Oh, well, hey, let's shoot some craps here. What do we got? Come on, Papa needs a 7. Hey, 7, come on, 7. Give me that yo 11. 7 yo 11. What do we got? We've got a 1 and a... We crapped out. Well, shit. We rolled a 3. That's craps, so fuck. More generic brand tissues. Man, come on, Mom. You gotta start springing for the good stuff there. We didn't actually check and see if there was a drawer on this. There's not. Okay. So if there's a drawer, we'll want to check it. I'm sure this letter is probably something important. Katie, please tell Mom and Dad sorry about the stuff that's missing, Sam. What the hell was that? Did you guys hear that? That's clearly someone scooting a chair across the floor. Okay, so there's someone else in the house then? And that's kind of the only explanation for that. That's real creepy. Alright, so just some markers in that drawer. Anything in here that's worthy of note? Doesn't look like it. We got... nope, not really. But this is the most unremarkable bureau... Oh, there we go. I was going to say this is the most unremarkable bureau in the house, but then we find this note. Bam. Hi, Lonnie. So if you wanted to come over to my house still this afternoon, that would be cool. I can drive. It's kind of far, but I can drive you home too, so hopefully that's fine. Right back and leave this in my locker if you still want to, and we can meet in the parking lot after 6. Samantha. Yeah, I'm totally in. See you there. Then I'm going to kick your butt. Get ready. Oh, I guess, okay, so maybe Sam did find a quarter for street fightering, because clearly that's someone getting a Hadouken to the face.
So you know what they say about the best laid plans of mice and men?
Not really.
Yeah, turns out it applies to Street Fighter too. At least I worked up the courage to walk into the 7-Eleven and ask for a turn, but all that practice at home did not exactly translate in the wild.
Okay.
So after I was
So
finished
clearly she
getting
stole my
butt
idea about the
kicked,
next thing.
I followed them outside while they smoked. And that was when she asked me if I was that psycho house girl. But then she said she's always really wanted to see the psycho house. Her name is Lonnie. She's coming over tomorrow.
Alright, so see, I told you, Sam. All you gotta do is throw a quarter up on the thing and get next, and then your dreams can come true. Now you've got potential for lady love. Nice. Katie, please, whatever you found, don't tell Mom and Dad the attic. Okay, well, that's real fucking ominous. Also, the fact that we heard the chair scraping sound coming from upstairs seems terrifying. This isn't at all fucking spooky. Alright, so there's a light switch, right? Okay, good. All of the lights need to be turned on. Let's just make lights be on. This house is creepy and weird, and I'm turning on all the lights. So, yeah. Turn the lamp on. Nice hi-fi. Sweet. What the shit is this? Also, what is on this record? What is this, some kind of eldritch abomination from beyond the pale? It looks like Poison Ivy and a combination of, like, the Batman villain Poison Ivy and a slug. Got a Need for You by Adrian Rowland. Alright, well, let's let it play. Because, you know, it's not weird at all or creepy. Hey, a bar? Oh, I'm in for the evening. Seems like Dad should keep his rocket fuel over here. We got here a can of Dr. Jitters. Well, I mean, at least the guy finished medical school, so Dr. Jitters, he's got it going on. What do we got? Man, there's a lot of calories in their drinks here, like way more than garden variety soda. It's like they're taking the extra sugary sodas here. What do we got? A little bit of hooch. Can we get this into the light so I can actually see the bottle? Please? What's on this bottle? There we go. Viska Vodka, triple distilled product of Russia, 750 milliliters. Only 40% alcohol by volume. No wonder Dad left it in the bar. That guy drinks 100% pure grain alcohol. He's not going to waste his time on something that's only fucking 80 proof. That's... I mean, here's the good stuff right here. This is the jet fuel that Dad likes to drink. Alright, so we got another letter, a couple fallen shot glasses. What's this? Grab Dad's second book, The Accidental Pariah. A message from our future saved the president's life once, but within the next 24 hours there will be another attempt, and the lines of communication are down. Interesting. Alright, what do we got here? March 8, 1976. Dear Mr. Greenbriar, I write to inform you that unfortunately Mercury Books will be unable to publish a follow-up to The Accidental Pariah. Despite the low sales of The Accidental Savior, we went ahead with publication of the second book in hopes of the John Russell series catching on. However, sales of the second book have in fact been lower than those of the first, and so our stewardship of the series must end there. It's been a pleasure working as your publisher. We wish you and John Russell the best in your future endeavors. Sincerely, Donald Fripp, publisher, Mercury Books Incorporated. Alright, so clearly Dad wasn't trying to write a follow-up to his second novel. He actually did, and that one didn't really sell. So now he's struggling to, like, write a third, I guess? I don't know, seems like maybe you should move on to another property, Pops. If John Russell's not... Also, this has got to stop, because that's real irritating. What's in this textbook? World History. Trefoil Academic Publishing. Yeah, maybe Dad should have gotten into the academic publishing world. Man, coasters everywhere, and nobody is using a coaster. God damn it, Mom is going to be furious, guys. Use a fucking coaster. They're there for a reason. Use the coasters. Reproductive System Worksheet, grade 6. Oh, alright, worksheet 6. Alright, Samantha Greenbriar, 9/1994. Below are 2 stories. The events are all out of order. Grab a sheet of lined paper, write Reproductive System Worksheet at the top, then choose one of the 2 stories, A or B, and rewrite it. Begin with the title and your name, find a topic sentence and begin your paragraph, put the sentences in chronological order. Make sure the last sentence is a good concluding statement. The menstrual cycle travels through the fallopian tube. Pretty sure it doesn't work that way. The ovary releases the ovum. About 2 weeks later, since the lining of the uterus is not needed for pregnancy, it comes out through the vagina. It is incredible how the female body knows how to prepare for pregnancy. If the egg doesn't meet a sperm, it dissolves. While the ovum is developing, the lining of the uterus is getting thick and soft. Another ovum starts to develop, and one of the ovaries in the process begins again. The ovum starts to develop. I am produced in the testes. I go from the vas deferens to the urethra, the life of a sperm cell. I go through the cervix and okay, so yeah, I don't really need to read all this. Yeah, we understand how this works. Let's see if Sam understands how it works. Reproductive System Worksheet number 6, Health Class, Mrs. Myers. That Myers bitch. The early morning of September 1st, 1939, Essa Glatt stares out the window of the train as it travels from Vienna back to her home village of Wieland in Poland. As the train rumbles along, the sun rises over the countryside. She can only think of her dear Borislav, the boy she is engaged to wed. Meanwhile, deep within her guts, an ovum starts to develop. Essa's train approaches its destination, her heart races. The lining of her uterus is getting thick and soft. As Essa slips off the train, her eyes dart quickly across the gathered crowd. Then, there! Her dear Boris. Still in his baker's smock, he must have dropped off his early morning duties at his father's shop to come meet her. Her heart skips a beat. The ovary releases the ovum. It travels through the fallopian tube. Over the whizzing of the steam engines, a deep hum grows. It's coming from the sky. Dark shadows pass over the station. A whistling sound. Essa, her thoughts only a second faster than the bombs, reaches out toward her dear Boris across the crowd. Their eyes lock and the moment freezes. The flash and smoke envelops him almost instantly. In the assault by German forces, almost 75% of the people in her hometown are killed. The rest, including Essa and, for a time, Borislav, huddle in a half-destroyed church. He is blind. His legs are missing. Bandaged with the torn bedsheets, Essa's egg will not be meeting a sperm. It dissolves. About 2 weeks later, Boris loses his grip on life. Essa has given up her rations to keep Boris alive, but at the end, nothing can save him. Since the lining of her uterus is not needed for pregnancy, it comes out through the vagina. Essa vows to survive. She sets off to join the Polish resistance as a daring spy and saboteur. Another ovum starts to develop in one of the ovaries, and the process begins again. It is incredible how the female body knows how to prepare for pregnancy. See me! Come on, Mrs. Myers, you fucking bitch! That was awesome! That's well written. That's going above and beyond the requirements of the class. You don't get to see me on this. You get the gold star and the fucking smiley face. Mrs. Myers is a bitch. Fuck you. That's going... you know what, Samantha Greenbriar? I give you an A. Your health class assignment was fantastic. Nicely done. Well done. Mrs. Myers can fucking suck it. And seriously, if she gives you a note or anything to send home, you bring that shit to me and I will sign it and send it back to her with a note that says fuck right off. Bitch. Gonna yell at you for trying to overachieve. I'm gonna guess that this is a closet. What a surprise. So this house is all closets, top to bottom. Seriously, R. Kelly, if you're in the real estate market, pal, I think we may have found the place for you, bud. So a whole shitload of unsold copies of Dad's book. Dad really likes the records. Got a lot of that going on. Oh, here's a note. Samantha, please give this to your mother. Janice, thank you for having Danny over to your no home. He has missed having his friend Samantha in the neighborhood very much. Danny asked if he could lend Samantha his Nintendo Street Fighting tape, and I gave him my permission. He needs to spend less time with those games anyway, no hurry returning it. Let Samantha know that she is welcome back to our house to visit anytime. Sincerely, Mary Shoots. Okay, so clearly Sam borrowed Street Fighter.
You live in one place your whole life. Your next door neighbor is kind of like your default friend. And Daniel only got weirder over the years. So moving away has been a good excuse to, like, not see him anymore. But he did always have the good Nintendo games. Maybe I'll give him a call.
So what you're saying is you're gonna fucking use him. Damn, Samantha, just when I start to like you after the cool story you wrote, then I find out that maybe you're kind of a fucking bitch again. Could you make up your mind? You're vacillating more than a fucking freshman senator trying to decide on an appropriations bill. Either be a horrible person, or, you know, be kind of cool and creative, and into Street Fighter and other fun things. The whole use Danny thing, that's kind of a dick move. Intru the White. Yeah, okay. So, the appearance of books doesn't really seem to have changed, although I don't see redundant copies of Moby Dick, so I suppose that's good. Is there anything down here we may have overlooked? Can we grab any of these books or interact with any of them in any way? Nope. Alright, well, this room is done. So we found out that Samantha has perhaps inherited our father's gift with the creative writing, but has inherited, it appears, Kaitlin's proclivities when it comes to kind of being a selfish bitch. Anything out the window? This window opens onto a brick wall. What the hell is that? Alright. Well, we've exhausted our exploration possibilities here. There was a room back through Dad's study that we didn't check out. So... okay, there was somebody dragging something across the floor that was concealed by that peal of thunder. This house has a lot of real fucking freaky weird noises. And I know the electrical explanation thing we found out that said, oh, it's just because the house is old and creaky. Yeah, sorry, old and creaky houses don't sound like somebody dragging a corpse's feet by the heels across the floor. That's not, you know, a house doesn't naturally make that sound. That sound happens when somebody drags a corpse across the floor by its fucking feet. We looked at this, right? We did. That's actually the electrical form I'm talking about right there. Alright, so Dad's secret stash of rocket fuel. Blah, blah, blah. We checked out everything in here except for this locked cabinet, which we could not find the code to. This room wasn't freaky at all, and we were a little afraid of it. It looks like it might just be a library, though. Alright, well, I feel at home here. I like libraries. Libraries are good. You should spend time at your local library. This little playlet brought to you by Perfidious Pete, reminding you, visit your local library today, folks. Seriously, go to the library. It's awesome. Spend some time there. So we get a lot of shit in a library. What are you? A stranger under my roof. The #1 best-selling advice for the parents of teens. Ah, Dr. Alyssa Medina, why do I have a feeling that you have no fucking insight into what it's like to raise a teenager? Teen years are fraught with change, all of them physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. But these changes don't just affect your teen. The teen's turbulent years are a challenge for parents as well. Maybe the biggest challenge you've faced since having children. Yeah, I'm not buying into your shit, Dr. Alyssa Medina. I don't think you know what the hell you're talking about. Especially with this cover. Look at the cover of this book. Do you really think she has insight into what it's like to raise a teen with fucking this on the cover? What teenager would be caught dead wearing that ensemble of a triangular polka dot pattern and fucking vertical jig-jaggedy lightning bolt stripes? With shoes untied and skateboarding. Any skater can tell you don't skate with your goddamn shoes untied unless you want to die. 0451, I'm going to guess that's the code to Dad's safe then. Dear Terrence, David asked me to write you regarding the reviews you've been submitting for the last few months. Frankly, they're becoming more trouble than they're worth from an editing standpoint. There's a word limit. It's your job to stay under it, not mine to cut back to it. Even then, it's becoming harder to weed out the tangents and non sequiturs from the usable copy without heavy rewrites. The readers of Home Theater Aficionado want to hear about the quality and value of the hardware, not ruminations on your childhood. If it were up to me, I wouldn't be writing this letter, I'd just be cutting you loose. There's tons of guys half your age with like half your rate to write stuff I could actually use. But David's known you for a long time, and he's the boss, so I'm giving you one more shot on his say-so. You should write him a nice note thanking him for his patience and generosity. Looking through your old stuff and start submitting reviews like that again, then everybody will be happy. Brent Kutwood, reviews editor, The Theater Home Aficionado magazine. So clearly Dad was in danger of getting shit canned from his cushy review job, which, as someone who has a little knowledge about the publishing industry, freelance gig writing reviews for a magazine is not fucking paying the bills. This guy would have had to have a lot of other freelance gigs running concurrently with his whole review thing before, if he's paying the bills and keeping the lights on and eating. Tell about their worst moments, readers. 90210. Does anybody still care? Hey, fuck you, Fresh magazine. You can stick it straight up your ass. 90210 was the fucking saga of a generation of young teens, young men and women everywhere. We grew up with that. We cared about Brandon and Dylan. We cared about Tori Spelling and Brian Austin Green. I mean, nobody gave a fuck about Steve, Ian Ziering or Steve Sanders or Gabrielle Carteris or whatever her character's name was. I don't remember. She got pregnant and kicked off the show pretty early on. But damn it, we cared about 90210. We wanted to know whether Dylan would wind up with Kelly or Brenda. Oh. People cared. People cared. Goddamn fucking epic saga of love, loss, tragedy, and growing up. Fuck you, Fresh magazine. How to subvert the male gaze. Well, tip for you, ladies. It's not exactly difficult to subvert the male gaze if that's your goal. I mean, if you're a lady looking for a dude, it's real easy. You just kind of got to show up. I mean, a dude's going to look at you. It really takes absolutely no effort to subvert the male gaze. Basically, this article should just be 2 words, and it should, well, actually just 1 word, and the word should just say exist. It's really all you got to do to subvert the average male gaze. Sarah Host is not gathering moss, though, which I suppose is good to know. If we knew who that was, we might care. And Mom still with the soft-faced generic tissues. Then again, if Dad's only writing freelance, I guess maybe we have to go for the generic tissues because it's the best we can afford. Alright, so Dad's still struggling here. The Accidental Prophet. Looks like he's working on titles. A Year on the Mountain, Come Down from the Mountain, Accidental Prophet. Seems like he actually likes the Accidental Prophet. It's a title. That's fine. So clearly this library is also sort of Dad's kind of space. Anything in here we should check out? Well, there's a lid. More unsold copies of Dad's book. Hey, Dad. I don't know. Oh. Yeah, okay, so Dad's second book. What's under Dad's second book? Oh ho ho! Pops! Now, score! A little Moscow by night. Drugs, prostitution, and the mafia. The new rules of love. Ladies in the ring, the women of wrestling, and Japan's bloody war on dolphins. Alright. Nice to see Pops is keeping it real. Way to be, Pop. Checking out your porn stash, Dad. I'm not, you don't need to be ashamed of that, man. Pops likes the porn, that's fine. You know what? Let's put this back. I actually feel a little bit guilty about pawing through my dad's porn stash. That's kind of creepy and weird and not really very cool. And we didn't put shit back like it was. He's gonna know. He's gonna know. He's gonna know. We gotta get this right. We don't want him to know. Wasn't me, Dad. I swear. I didn't look through your Moscow by Night book. I have no idea what you're even talking about, Dad. No idea what you're even talking about. Alright, anything over here? Oh, you actually look somewhat attention-getting. Oh, Bishop Gray. Alright. How about this? This also looks somewhat attention-grabbing. Nope, nothing special. So let's go check out Dad's secret filing cabinet, because, I mean, hell, we violated his other personal rights and pawed through his porn stash. 0451. Might as well go check that out, too. Oh, wait a minute. What was this? Oh, this is the stupid teen book from the psychologist lady who doesn't know her ass from her head. So let's go paw through Dad's secret files. 0451. Alright. Oh, there we go. So what is this, like divorce papers? Dear Mr. Mason, please and find enclosed your original document and a typed copy for your records. The notarized copy has been filed at our offices. Thank you for entrusting our firm with this important matter. Sincerely, Jeffrey Wise, Kublik & Wise, attorneys at law. Oh, it's a will. Oscar Mason, possessing full... Okay, this is our uncle's will. Possessing full competence of my mind and memory, after a full survey of valued items to my name, do hereby declare this document my last will and testament. The following shall hold true upon my passing. I declare that I am a lifelong resident of Boone County and that I am unmarried and have no children. I declare that I have no outstanding debts to my name to any creditors living or dead. I do hereby bequeath every item of value of which I may die possessed, including the dwelling and surrounding acres located at Arbor Hill, as well as any and all personal property and moneyed accounts to my nephew, Terrence L. Greenbriar, Jr. of Ellis County. Any event that Terrence L. Greenbriar, Jr. should predecease me, then and in such event the bequest to him shall fall, and the same is bequeathed to his children as ordered by age and competence as stewards of the estate. I subscribe my name to this will this 13th day of August, 1973, signed Oscar Mason. Okay, so this is just that written in handwriting form? Yeah, okay. I don't see any differences. It looks like it was truthfully and faithfully transcribed. Alright, so is that all that's in here? Is just the will? Like, is that it? Yeah, that's it. Alright, so Uncle Oscar left us the house, but we sort of already knew that. Anyway. Alright, so I think we've probably pawed through enough things for one day. We did find another locked room. We found our dad's secret porn stash. We found his weird record collection, and we discovered that maybe he's into Russian prostitutes, which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, Dad, although... Whoa, what? That sounded like footsteps coming from upstairs. That was a little weird. Let's check the map real quick. Oh, it's to the basement. Well, you know what? I'm kind of fucking glad that door was locked then. Little bit glad that door was locked. Anyway, we'll investigate these mysterious footsteps in the next episode. Of course, if you enjoyed our exploration and personal violations of privacy, consider dropping a like down in the comments section. Your support really does mean a lot to us, especially on a newer series like Gone Home. If you'd like to catch all of our exploration of the Greenbriar estate, might consider subscribing as well. We post new episodes of Shuffle Mode every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Right now, however, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.